What's going on, guys? My name is Leotic and I'm back with another VulnHub CTF. This time I'm doing Matrix 1. This one was pretty simple, but I'm going to do an explanation of it anyway for anybody that may struggle with it and they can learn how to do it. So first I'm going to get the IP as usual. I usually use ARP scan, and you could use NetDiscover or Nmap to get this. I just prefer ARP scan. And next we'll do a Nmap scan. I already did an Nmap scan, so I'm not going to do it just to save time. And this is the command that I ran. Default scripts, version detection, output in 3 formats in the IP. And I get this output. So we see OpenSSH is running. You see simple HTTP server. We have 2 web servers running on different ports, so that's worth noting. So we're obviously going to visit the web server. And we get this page and a reference to the Matrix movie as expected. So I'm going to view the source. Get this image here. This is hinting to go to that web server, which we've already seen in the Nmap scan. So we're going to view the source of this too, and we see that we get base 64. So I'm going to decode this. You can use an online decoder. I just prefer to use the command line whenever possible. And we get this. Yeah, we get the main thing to take note here is cipher.matrix. This is basically just hinting that we need to go to this directory on this web server. So we're going to do that and see what happens. And we get a file. So yeah, I'm going to open this in I'm not going to open it in any command line editors. Just open LeafPad, and there we go. So yeah, if you don't know what this is basically a programming language called brainfuck. I only knew about it because it's a meme, but if you don't know about it, I can see why this would confuse you. But yeah, I'm actually serious. This is a programming language. Yeah, you can use a online interpreter for this. As you can see here, it is a real thing. And yeah, we're just going to use copy.sh to figure out what this says. And we get this output here. You can enter into the matrix as guest. So it's hinting that we need to access the guest user, and I'm assuming that's SSH because we saw that port open, and it says with the password killer XX, and it's saying that he replaced it and he's not going to tell you the last 2 characters. So this is probably the hardest part of the entire CTF, and mostly because there's many different ways you can actually figure this out. The way that I did it was I created a Python script, which I already have set up, so I could show you guys. Wordless gen. And this is just a simple script that I wrote that would actually just generate a bunch of random, generate 2 characters to append onto the killer word that he gave us. And you see it's just going to output the randomly generated string that got from this. And you can copy this down. I'll put it in the description. That way you can copy and paste it. You don't have to sit here and write it from what you're seeing. But yeah, this should figure it out. So basically what you do is you just run wordless gen, and you put it into a .txt. You can name it whatever you want. And it's just going to take all the output from wordlessgen.py and put it into wordless.txt. And it's doing that right now. You don't have to keep it here. You can just wait a little while. That way it fills up the word list enough to where you will eventually figure it out with Hydra. And yeah, that should be good. And I'll go ahead and show you what it's actually doing. See, it's appending just random characters to the end of it, like rapidly, and creating a word list out of that. And that should eventually, if you put this word list in the Hydra, figure it out, which we're about to do. So we know the username is guest, and we're going to be using this word list.txt for a word list, and obviously going to be attacking this machine, and I'm going to specify that I want it to use SSH, and there we go. So yeah, that's basically going to run it. It's going to try all these passwords, and it's eventually going to find it because it's only 2 characters. So yeah, I'll pause the video, and when I find it, I will start it back. Okay, we got the password, and you see it didn't really take that long, and we can see it right there. So I'm going to write that down, or copy it and paste it. So yeah, we're just going to SSH into the box now. And use the password that we found. And there we go. There's one problem. We're in restricted bash. And there's actually 2 ways to get past this. There's one way that they want you to use, and then there's another way that that you can use, and that's the SSH no RC. So when you SSH into this box, it's going to request that it use bash, and it's not going to use the bash RC. Yeah, and it's basically just going to bypass it that way. As you can see, get a shell here that's not restricted. But I'm going to do the way that the CTF creator intended you to do it. Oh, copy the wrong thing. Okay, so yeah, we're going to open VI, and we're going to enter a bash shell this way by typing that, and as you can see, we're no longer in a limited shell. So now we can see that the only thing we had access to was VI, but I actually forgot we need to export the user bin directory so we can actually use these tools. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And we should be allowed to run sudo. Okay, yeah, see, okay. The shell's still kind of iffy, but whatever, it works. And as you can see, we have the ability to run all commands. So we have way too much power than we should, and that basically means we can switch users. So yeah, we're going to type that command, use the password that we already have, and there we go. We got root. And we can view the final flag. And there we go. That's how you solve the matrix VM. Pretty simple, but just in case anybody had any questions about it, I wanted to make a video explaining it. So thank you for watching the video, and yeah, goodbye.